Thanks for joining us. I'm Michael Miller. I'm here with John DuBois, who's running for District 8 for the Miami-Dade County Commission. John, thank you very much for being here.
Michael, thank you for having me.
So you served on in the village of Palmetto Bay a few years back. You were elected to 2 4-year terms. And number one, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And one of the things I'd like to do is go over, you're a businessman here in Miami-Dade County, and you've been involved with neighborhood preservation and trying to make Palmetto Bay a much better place.
Yes.
So that was the place where you sort of honed your skill as far as how to lead, how to come up with ideas, and how to work together with people. So before we get on to the real core of this thing is, why are you running for the Miami-Dade County Commission?
Yeah, thank you, Michael. So I was first elected in 2012, reelected in 2016 in Palmetto Bay as the vice mayor. What was interesting there, and I think this is important for prospective voters to understand, is in the first election, I won by 28, 29 votes against the incumbent. People didn't know me. When you're campaigning, you hope people believe what you say. You don't know your opponents, whether they're going to say things that are truthful or misleading, whatever it takes to get votes. It feels like a lot of these candidates will, that will be their position. So I think kind of the proof in the pudding was in the second election in 2016, virtually, all of the activists in Palmetto Bay involved with politics who were against me in the first term said, we listened to you through the last 4 years on the dais. You have always been an issue-by-issue person. We haven't disagreed with you on a single issue that you adjudicated on the dais. I've not taken money from developers. I have always been, I believe, one of the best representatives of the interest of my constituents. And that's really my strength. And it got to a point very recently with the county commission where I felt as though our county commissioner specifically had not been acting in the best interest of the constituents that she serves. So that, and probably the last, one of the latest interviews that she had with Jim DeFede on that show over the $50 million mental health facility that the county finished, years ago, and has been blocked from opening for many years. And it's in our district, and it's the commissioner who has blocked it for reasons nobody could seem to understand.
Now, you've been involved in healthcare for a long time. So tell us about your efforts with Camilla's House.
Yeah, I've been on the board of directors of Camilla's House, which is the homeless shelter, and we provide a complete ecosystem of services to bring people back into functional lives in Dade County when they're homeless. And after about 5 years, my first 5 years on the board there, I joined the board of Camilla's Health Concern, which is very specifically delivering healthcare services to not only homeless clients, but also underprivileged people who couldn't afford health insurance. And I've been on that board for 20 years and chairman of Camilla's Health for 6 of those years, at which time I learned a great deal about the healthcare services.
And so you've been an advocate, obviously, for the mental health facility for Miami-Dade County to open. And it was really a tragedy that it stayed closed for so long. And from what I understand, mental health care has been provided in the jails.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Rather than in a facility. And when these people that really need help and they go, I'm in a jail instead of in a facility, it has to affect the psyche, the people. From a financial end, from what I understand, if they're in the jail system, Miami-Dade County pays for it. If they get in the mental health facility, there are other places where you can go get some money to help pay for those.
Right.
Why was this such a big issue for several years and Judge Leifman,
yeah.
Leifman worked really hard to get this up, but why was it such a big issue?
So we, in the 25 years at Camilla's House, we actually worked with Judge Leifman for an extended period of time when he was developing the jail diversion program, which was not only super successful in Miami-Dade County, but also a model, after which many cities throughout the United States would follow. And this $50 million new mental health facility was also, in large part, the creation of Judge Leifman, very thoughtful, very much a potential model for the major cities in the rest of the United States. So that really kind of bothered myself and I think many others who followed it. What was the real reason? Well, after she was interviewed on the CBS show, about 3 days later, there was a case. It was on a local news show, CBS Local, on Wednesday following the Sunday show, that showed 2 inmates that were incarcerated, both of whom had mental health issues, clinically diagnosed with mental health issues. And under state law, nobody may be incarcerated in a prison for more than 15 days without being transferred to a facility that can provide therapy for the mental health illness. If that facility was opened 18 days after these 2 gentlemen were incarcerated, one of them killed the other one. And that's just one case, but it underscores the importance of isolating people with this problem. And in terms of the financials, we had a Miami Herald interview early last week, and during that interview, the commissioner stated that when I brought it up as one of my top issues, that it would cost the county $20 to $30 million in the second year. That number is factually an order of magnitude incorrect. It may have been across 10 years, not the second year by itself. 5 minutes later, she stated in the interview that, well, the opioid funding from the federal government with the grant program would cover the first and second year costs. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, that's a complete contradiction. Somebody that has been intentionally blocking the opening of this facility for years, allegedly studying the financial issues there, doesn't seem to even have a handle on the high level cost associated with it. The fact of the matter is, it's going to be a program where it starts out, and subsequently they've had the votes to open it. It will likely start small, and the money the county would have to subsidize in years 3 and beyond would probably be de minimis to the taxpayers until it becomes successful.
And speaking of mental health care, I remember right as the pandemic began, you and I had a conversation, and you were talking about how some of the COVID tests were either defective or the technician who was doing it improperly, and you discovered that.
Right.
What caused you to even inquire about that? Because the layman would go, "Yeah, that's a test over there, and this is what we do."
Yeah, that was an interesting case. There were 2 counties in the United States. It was Los Angeles County and Miami-Dade County were given rapid antibody test kits from a lab somewhere in the United States. And the third organization that was given test kits was Camilla's Health Concern. So we wrote a test plan back in March of 2020 for deployment of this test kit. And testing our population with only 2,000 kits. And what we discovered, because unlike the counties, we actually set up a verification system. So after the test was completed, there's a particular outcome called, IgM positive, IgG negative, which means that they have COVID at that moment. And so we brought them to a second station to actually have a PCR test, which would confirm. The first 12 of those, that combination that indicates that they certainly 100% have COVID-19, the first 12, tested negative for COVID-19, which meant that the test kits were invalid or the way the test was being conducted was wrong.
So-
our chief nursing officer at Camillus Health discovered that.
Congratulations to you and to the chief. We have a few seconds left.
Yeah.
Just want to go. We have coming up. You have early voting. You have absentee ballots, and you have early voting, and then you have the last day to vote. People think that's the voting. No, that's the last. So when did the ballots go out?
The ballots actually go out tomorrow.
Okay.
The absentee ballots.
Okay. And then we have early voting, and the elections when? August 5th?
August 18th.
August 18th.
Early voting is always 2 weeks before Election Day. And that's at a lesser number of facilities.
Yes. And if people want to find out more information about you, what your web address is, and that's a beautiful picture of you over there.
Thank you.
Or congratulations to the photographer and to the Photoshop expert.
Hey,
You're welcome.
I take offense to that. No, sorry.
It was your website.
Yeah, it's
That's all right.
It's votejohndubois.com.
Okay, and people can find out more about you. All right.
Yes.
And congratulations for putting your head out there, all right, and exposing it to everybody in the world.
Thank you, Michael.
My pleasure.
Appreciate the invite.
Thank you.
Take care.
Folks, where are you? Right over here. Remember, my brother Grant and I subscribe to the Disney rule, which is when you hug someone, don't stop until they do. Have a great day. Bye.